we internally ask first before we go back to the customer. So if there is something that you encounter when you're doing your case management you're not familiar with, it's a first time around, it's a good idea to ask your leaders or reach out to Lori or Jolie and find out how do we deal with this. But the problem is when you make an assumption, and that's a wrong assumption, then we are in trouble. Because you would go up and do something which is going to come back and bite us. So, and while we say we do end-to-end case management, the truth is each BGA will carve out a process or a sub-process of the whole business function. And they may ask us to perform just certain activities. The scope may be limited to certain activities. So while we might be doing an end-to-end function for somebody else, which is why attention to detail for that customer is important, because maybe this customer has an instruction for us to stop at this process and they will handle it from here for various reasons. For example, they may say just notify us if an order is to be placed, but we will place the order ourselves. But just because we have the knowledge that an order needs to be placed, if we went ahead and placed the order, maybe we will be overstepping our scope of work, or maybe there is a reason why they wanted to place the order themselves. Or they may require assistance on working on a set of follow-up actions, but they may state that they want you to work only certain limited number of cases. They may say, for example, the instruction may be, you should work on the cases which are current day -1. Do not touch current dated files, we will work on those. And that makes sense, right? The oldest files should get addressed first. But let us say we do not sort it correctly, and we sort it such that we start picking current day's files. So maybe a case came in 1 hour back, and there is a case which came in 18 hours back. And we are working on the case which is 1 hour back and not attending on one which is 18 hours back. What is going to happen? The case which came 18 hours back, somebody else might place it because they might have acted on it. And we didn't even touch it. And we were working on a file which just came 1 hour back, which doesn't need to be touched at all. So just the instruction that do first in, first out, or work on the queue, which is day -1, they might give whatever specific instruction. But you might have done everything right. All your business process you might have done perfectly. But the fact that you forgot or you disregarded that instruction of working on day -1 or the oldest file could still result in problems for us. You follow what I'm saying, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have to work as a seamless extension of the BG office with the goal of following in spirit the instruction. It is not verbatim, understanding why they want us to do what. When there is an update on a carrier side, like Lori said, if he says we require details on part B of the insurance or something, some statement like that, we need to understand what is that part B of the insurance, what is it is being asked there, and ask that specific question rather than copy paste that comment to the agent and say they want part B of insurance. We are not expecting him to go and do research and find out what it is and then go to the customer. He wants support. He wants you to give him exactly what he needs to do. So when we do the agent mail, we need to understand what is being reported by the carrier. If you do not understand it, raise up your hand and ask, this is the status, how do I deal with this? What am I supposed to do? So a lot of this is going to be collaborative learning. But to say that I followed the process, my role as a case manager is to update the insurance status to the agent. But I never translated it. I just took the complex statement which was pasted there and pasted it out here. Then you have processed it, but you have not added any value. And the agent is going to come back and say, what do you mean by this? I don't even understand this. And through all this process of going back and forth, we're losing time and people are getting frustrated. So again, we have to understand clearly any statement, any instruction. It's a good idea to take a few minutes before you start your work, pull up the standard operating procedure, read through it, understand it, make sure you're paying attention to the minor details, and then commence your work.
One thing I'd like to add is, guys, the only way you're going to learn is by asking questions. As silly as the question might seem to you, it's not, because